Alright. Good morning, everybody. I'm sitting here getting ready to I got so much work to do. It's crazy. I got a lot of work to do. So I built a whole bunch of leaders yesterday. Well, I started them the day before. I had to wait till I got parts in yesterday, got my parts in, and now I'm actually working all of this. So actually, let me see this real quick. Make sure I'm still hooked up. Sure I am. Nope, I'm not. All right, can y'all hear me now? All right. Actually, I ought to put this in my good ear. Um, say my good ear because my left ear is actually the one that has most of the hearing. My right ear is the one that's messed up a little bit. So I don't know if having a microphone in there or not will help it. Morning, Money Boy. How you doing, boss? Uh, so I'm actually waiting on Rachel Caballero to come in. What's up, Slime Time? How you doing, boss? I Today is the city council meeting where we have to voice ourselves, guys. There is things in motion that are going to try and silence us as a city. They are going to try to limit the amount of availability of time where when we have an issue that we have the right to go up there and address it, they're trying to take away from us. And by doing that, they're trying to limit the amount of time that people can go up there and speak for us on our behalf when all of us can't make it to uh, the city council meetings and stuff like that. So it is very, very important that everybody go and sign up. I'm gonna share the link again because it's. I'm telling you guys, so much is happening, and it's time you have to get involved. Everybody, if you see this video, you have to be involved because, again, too, if not, then you can't really complain when things don't go your way or you're not happy the way things are because you haven't stopped to speak up. This is stuff that, again, too, as I was growing up, I was never involved in. Like I always thought that somebody else would step up and take the time out of their day to do it, and I have learned that no, it does not work that way. If I can get on the channel real quick. Let's see. Oh, I'll turn this off real quick. That way you don't hear me double up and stuff like that. But that is the link for it. And it's for the First Amendment. When at the very end, when you sign up, it'll give you a spot where it says why you're speaking and put on their First Amendment violation because they will see it up there. Whether you speak or you don't, we need everybody to be aware of it and to go in there and just sign up. Again, guys, I know we all work and we can't sit there by the phone, but if you can speak today, please let them know that you're aware of what they're trying to do and it is not right, guys, because if we don't and they take this away, well then that's going to have to be another never-ending process of fighting with these guys to get our rights back and stuff like that. And you know how that works. Once we start involving courts and everything else, it's going to be a crazy, utter mess of what's going on with that, stuff like that. And what I'm doing here is I'm uh, heat shrinking my leaders now, so that way I can get the uh, position that I want on them going. And what I'm trying to do is lock in the swivel where I want it to be done. And this will ensure that everything that I want the leader to do will do. So, yeah. What's up, For Life? How you doing, boss? Yep. Okay, so let me better explain what's going on. Right now, the city council members have been under fire for all the things they're doing wrong within the city. So bad that the news finally got involved on it and has been putting out all their dirty laundry. The deal with this is that because they are doing whatever they want to do to whatever suits them best, and I mean by their wallet, um, it is really something that uh, hold on, I'm trying to do this and talk to y'all at the same time. I need to do just one thing because my thoughts are going all over the place. Telling myself, hey, make sure you move it up and down, move it left to right, get it where it needs to be. And then I'm trying to tell y'all. All right, so to better explain what's going on, the city council members have been under fire with everything with the desal program and everything else they are doing wrong within the city. For example, remember the paperwork I posted up where it showed that the city had been fined I want to say it was over $700,000 in fines. These fines, guess who pays for them? We do. Not them because they didn't do their job. No, they're giving themselves raises and they're partying on city money, tax money, not their own money. And they're doing it because they're trying to bring in more businesses. Well, they're buttering up these businesses to better line their pockets. So again, by them limiting the amount of speakers that can go in there, what they plan to do is fill those slots with just their people that are voting for it, which means we will all get screwed because that's what they were doing. A lot of those people that were there were part of those businesses that wanted there, that needed there, so that way they can obviously make money from it. Me personally, like I said, I want the city to grow. I would like more businesses to come in, but again, too, not on my back and not on your back either. If these guys, just like me, I had to find a way to pay for my gear to be in here, put in the hard work to make it happen. No tax breaks, no incentives, no taxpayer money help me get where I'm at. And that is what has me up in arms because all these businesses they want tax breaks, they want this, they want that, they're take gimme before I give you anything. That's not right. Like I don't care how big they are. Again, if they're that big, they don't need help. They do not need that. They're making millions of dollars a day, while me and you are sitting here struggling just to pay our bills at the end of the month, cutting our water costs, cutting our electricity, like. We're doing all these things just to survive, and these guys are still gimme. I am not for it, guys. I am tired of sitting here on the sidelines thinking somebody's going to pay for us. And yes, this is an early stream because it's that urgent that we get involved. I've already posted up. I'm going to keep doing it every couple of minutes um, of what y'all need to do. Give me a second. I'm going to move it into another deal so that way I can uh, kind of make it a little easier. Um, all right. So what I'm doing is I'm resetting it up so that way when I put it onto the channel, it'll look a bit easier to understand. And still, it didn't do it. Let me see. Hold on real quick. That's weird. this will do it. Yeah, guys, we cannot do this by ourselves anymore. We need everybody on the channel to be involved. Again, too, I'm seeing different Facebook groups and stuff like that are talking about Padre Island National Seashore. They're talking about how it was created and why it was created and where it's got from its roots all the way to the end, but nobody's talking about the beach closures. And I started talking about them, and one guy's like, "You don't know what you're talking about." Yes, I do. Like, I've seen the paperwork. I've seen the actual documentation of where it's going, what they wanted, where they're at now, and where they're going in the future. Like, they put out a 10-year plan, and they're already 5 years into it, guys. In 5 years, well, I was going to say in 5 years, that was their end game. But right now, it has been fast forwarded because with the Trump administration trying to cut all the wasteful spending, again, they don't know what's wasteful and what's not. Hear me out. They're trying to cut all what they consider wasteful and what's not wasteful. How you doing, boss? How can I help you? Un poquito.
Para comprar pescado, para pescar aquí.
Sí, pero ahorita yo no trae el mullet o el perch, no trae ahorita. Trae el fish bites y la jaiba, porque está pescando los tambores grandes cuando usan los jaibas.
¿Algo viva?
No, ahorita no, pero están fríos.
Yo nunca he pescado con jaiba, ¿no?
Se trabaja muy bien. Y yo traigo un canal en el YouTube channel y estoy vivo ahorita en el canal y yo enseño mucho cómo pescar con el jaiba y otras cosas también. So.
¿Camarones tiene?
Ahorita no, porque los semanas pasadas iba mucho aire y los barcos no pueden salir para acá para pescar el camarones.
Lo que hay es
no. Vamos a academia.
Puede haber.
Sí, ellos traen es el camarón que ya está cocinado,
Sí.
pero puedes ir el bait bucket o causeway pier. Ellos pueden tener camarón fríos, pero no vivos.
¿Cómo se llama el lugar?
The bait bucket. Es la primera.
La primera. Ok. Okay.
Gracias.
Okay. Let's see. Yes. Okay, guys, and here's something very, very important. Just because you don't live here in Corpus, it's utterly more important that you sign up for it as well, guys. You don't have to speak, but just going in there and signing up, putting that information in there. What I'm gonna do later on is I'm gonna sign in as well, and I'm gonna let them know a lot of the people that they called their names out during the thing and weren't able to speak, because obviously a lot of us work. We don't have the time to sit there and wait for our names to be called. We want to blow this up with everybody getting involved on it to show them the power of speech. And what we mean by that is, even though you can't speak at it, it's telling them that, hey, man, this is a major concern for everybody. When they have the availability of time to go up there and speak, they want to have that privilege, that right. Let me correct it. That right to go up there and talk when they are not happy with what the city council members are doing with our city, with our funds. And even though you're not living here in the city, your voice is utterly important as well, because they value the tax dollars that come in from vacationers. What is it? God, I'm there's so many things that I want to say, so I've got to focus my thoughts. Um, the taxpayer money that comes in from when y'all vacation into Corpus Christi is really important. Those monies are what they base their decisions on, and not the locals. So the more people that go in and talk about it is going to be really important, guys, especially if y'all are not from Corpus. Um, the city of Corpus Christi is trying to limit public comments to 75 minutes, which means that 75 minutes for 3 minutes for locals who live here, that's only 25 people. That is insane, because I've actually seen where they had 30 or 40 of their people speaking back to back to back to back to back to back to back, which means they bogarted the entries of those people and stuff like that. And we don't see the list. We don't see where somebody signed up at this time, where somebody signed up at this time, where somebody signed up at this time. So what I'm doing is everybody that's on the channel that actually signs up for it, it'll tell them what time they signed up and stuff like that. They'll get an email confirmation. I'm asking for you to send a screenshot or that email to our email, which is teamhardlife1@gmail.com. So that way we can see that how many people signed up. If you're able to speak, awesome, speak on it. Let them know that they are messing with our amendment rights to be able to for free speech. Another thing, by us doing all of this and letting them know what they are doing is wrong, it's going to help show them that they are stepping on the wrong toes right now, and they cannot limit our speech. But if nobody goes and speaks up or even signs up for it, they're going to feel that they can push us over and do it on their own. So it is very, very important, guys, that y'all go to that deal and sign in and put for the reason for speaking is First Amendment violation. If we blow up their deal today with that deal, it's going to show them that they cannot take our voices away. But if you don't do it and only 5 people do it and everybody else is all for it, of course, they're going to shut us down. So we got to stick together on this, guys. It's extremely, extremely, extremely important. So, dang, he just said it's -13. 70 on Saturday. Haven't seen over 30 in 2 weeks. Wow, that's some cold, cold gear. Route MTZ, San Antonio here. My brother lives there. So again, guys, even though y'all don't live here in the city, y'all's voice is equally important, if not more, than the locals here. Because again, too, when y'all come to vacation down here, you know, y'all's money is extremely important, and it is taking it is taken into account when they make their decisions on what happens here in the city, because it could affect all this amount of they don't call it vacation dollars, they call it what did he talk about? I understand that, like, okay, Andy, what I'm talking about is the city is trying to limit our speech because they've been coming under fire on the desal programs, which aren't for the city. They're for incoming businesses. But they keep wanting to silence us because we keep putting it out there and letting the city know, these desal programs that they want to bring in aren't for the city. They're not for us to use as a city to offset the drought conditions that we're in. It's for incoming businesses. So even if they make these desal plants, we are still going to be in drought conditions because the current water usage, 80% of it is by industry right now. So, but they keep, water desal, and everybody that's not paying attention, that's good, we need it, we're in drought. No, that's what they're using. They're not fully explaining everything to everybody. It's in the fine print at the very bottom of freaking, when you get those credit card applications, that little fine print down here is where it's at, telling you that it's not for the city. It's for this business that wants 30 million gallons. It's for this other business that wants 15 million gallons. There's other businesses that want another 15 million gallons per day. 30 million gallons, 15 million gallons, 10 million, 15. Like I've seen the paperwork where they're already trying to pre-sell that desalinated water in order to bring in these businesses. It's not going to help our drought conditions, guys. So what we keep, but again, if we don't go up and speak, there's nothing to hold them back. They're going to raise our taxes. They're going to make us pay for it. And then when it fails, because it's going to fail, everything in saltwater conditions fails. It eventually breaks down. And guess who's going to have to pay for it? We are. They want us to pay for it. They want us to maintain it. They want us to also, when things go wrong, we're going to be held liable for it. Because when you sign a contract with these businesses and you guarantee them, 30 million gallons of water every day, and you don't produce 30 million gallons of water every day, they will sue you. It's in the contract. You're in violation of the contract. Prime example, the deal with Bob Hall Pier. For every day that it's not up and running, the city of Corpus Christi is going to sue that business $10,000 a day. That's right, $10,000 a day. They will get fined because the pier is not up and running by the date they were promised on that contract. These big businesses that are multi-million dollar operation, if not billion-dollar operations, that aren't even from here. They're from out overseas. They are coming in to build a product to take back to their country. They're going to wreck our area to make the product they need for their country. Again, guys, this is extremely important. I cannot stress it enough. Everybody, the 20 of y'all that are watching, 24 of y'all that are watching, can go on there and show support. And here, I'm going to post the link again, guys. Sign in. And if you can speak, share your mind on it, because they are trying to take our right to speak at these public meetings, letting them know they are messing up. It's already been done in Austin. They already limited the amount of people that can speak on their behalf. So when they want something their way, everybody that wants to speak they get on there as soon as it opens up, and they bogart that speech time. So all you hear is 25 people, yay, 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 and everybody else is quiet because there's not enough time. So again, you want higher taxes for the people who live here? You want higher taxes when you come in to visit us? You come out here and to vacation and stuff, and now what would have normally costed this is now a lot more. And good morning, Rachel. This is Rachel. How about
Morning.
you?
Hi guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Who's fishing for the cold front? Who's getting some fish ready for the cold front? Just kidding.
Yes, yes. No, I am. I am
Perfect.
definitely going through that for sure. I thought my little camera, my microphone deal was hooked up, and I don't think it was, because I could hear you loud and clear over here. All right, so I know that today is very, uh, you're on the schedule. You got to,
Yep.
kind of cut and run and stuff like that. But I've been kind of telling everybody what the
I've been
city's
on
been
the phone
doing.
for 4 days straight. No lie. 4 days straight. Since Friday night, it's been bam, bam, bam. How do we do? What are we gonna do? How should we handle this? I mean, it's been nuts. But you know, luckily we had a councilman go on a radio show this morning, and he's like, this is ridiculous. He's one of the newbies. He's not a real political person. And he's like, I'm voting against this, and I don't understand who put it on and why. And we know why. You and I know why, and I'm sure he knows why too. He's just trying to be PC about it. But at the end
Yeah,
of the day, we got to figure out whoever put this on the agenda needs to be terminated, and whoever supported it as an elected official, we need to make sure that their tenure ends at the 2-year mark in 26.
exactly. Yes, it's I've been kind of telling everybody too, just because they don't live here in Corpus, their voice is equally, if not more important than the
Yep.
locals here, because it involves them. Every time they come to vacation here, they're going to end up paying those taxes for everything that these county, city officials want us to pay for when they come in and vacation.
Yep.
So it's crazy. I'm sitting here and like, the more I think about it, the more angry I get.
Hmm.
Uh, and this was also too kind of the deal. I was on a Facebook group and then they were talking about, have you seen that deal about Padre Island National Seashore, how it was created, this, that, everybody's sharing that. And every time I see it, I go in there, how about y'all talk about the fact that we're about to lose that park?
Yep.
We're about to lose our beach access. And so one guy's like, you don't know what you're talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I've seen the paperwork, I've seen the program, and they are definitely, it's going to be gone. Like
Yep.
they're on a plan, they're ahead of schedule, especially now. And trust me, I voted for Trump, but I know what he's doing, so I have patience because sometimes when you're trying to fix things, you gotta
takes a
move
minute.
things around, and everything takes a beating. But again, too, once you fix everything that needs to be done, then it will go back to normal, or it will be better than normal. It's like cleaning your house. You move furniture, you're gonna ding a wall, you're gonna ding a couch. Hey, it doesn't involve the cleaning part, but it does because you got to clean under the couches.
Right.
So, and these guys are
You
like, no,
gotta
you don't know.
get rid of the cockroaches.
Exactly. Yes.
You
That
gotta
is,
get rid of the cockroaches.
yeah, yeah. So, no, I've been sharing the link, and I'm like
Okay.
every couple of minutes, a lot of people coming in. They're like, hey, we understand what you're talking about, but why? So I'll let you kind of take the floor on that because
Okay.
you have been at every single one of these meetings for
Yes.
how many years now?
5. 5.
5 years.
And at the end of the day, like for me, I don't have kids, and I have the time for it, and I'm pissed. And it all started from whenever they closed our beaches during COVID. And that's whenever I got involved, and I'm like, oh, something's wrong here. And it's like I was talking to you yesterday, the more we dig, the more cockroaches scatter. So in the last 5 years, like it has been an eye awakening situation to know that these people are not on our side. After, especially after this, where they're trying to shut us up. And here's the thing that people, I hope, will understand is that they're like, well, good, because those meetings are long. Those meetings are long because we get 3 minutes, right? But each council member gets up to 20 minutes for each item. So I don't know. I have an idea. Why don't you limit that to 10 minutes an item? Because you have council people like Roland.Barrera who are just like, yep, 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 yep. I know so much about his personal life that I don't even care to know because he goes off on these rants. And it was a running joke because the old council member, Michael Hunter, would time him because he would always exceed the time limit. And of course, the mayor never kept him from doing that. I'm going to send in some of this stuff here and emails for the city council so people know who to contact and who to email. What we're asking people to do is sign up for public comment, but don't show up. And in the sign up, it asks you why you're signing up. And all you have to do is say, because I'm against that agenda item, which is agenda item. And I'll put that in here too. I'm putting it in I've got my computer going, so I'm gonna put it on the YouTube channel. Here's the emails. It's too many words. Okay, so let me just do this.
Yeah, it'll limit you on how many words, but
Okay.
you can break it up into several of them.
Yep.
And
Yep. Got it. That's what I'm doing. And so what people don't understand is that they have given themselves so much of an opportunity to speak, and they don't even, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been going to these meetings for 5 years now. All they do is pat each other on the back and kiss each other's butts. And it's like we could do away with that. The city manager, his agendas are 9 pages long.
Jesus.
So I
Yes.
don't know. I have an idea. Why don't you start making a lower agenda, making a smaller agenda every week?
Mhm.
So we're just, it feels like we're getting pushed into a corner, and we need to, this is the time where we call them out and we say, and you know what? There was some crap we would put up with, but we're not putting up with this. And that's where we're at right now. That's where we're at. So this is going to be item 25-0259.
Okay, hold on real quick. What was it again?
Item number 25-0259.
25-0259.
Yes.
250259. There you go. Okay. All
So
right. So
sign up. You don't have to show up, but let them know that you're
not happy with what they're trying to
yeah.
do because again, guys, it is it's huge. This is huge for us because again, too, I saw somebody where they were talking about it on that it already happened in Austin. Like they limited
Mm-hmm.
their time up there and stuff like that. And that how many people are outraged right now. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna piss a lot of people off, but
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna make a lot of them happy because then they have silenced a majority of the city to allow
Mm-hmm.
them to do what they want to do when they want to do it, because then they can sit there and as soon as they open the time, everybody will be ready. They hit enter and they can sign in. They block everybody else out. They can really get this to work in their favor to push whatever agenda they want to get, however they want to get it. So
Yeah.
again, guys, this one, yes, it
And
is
you
for
have
today.
until 11:30 to sign up. And again, sign up, don't show up, because what happens is it forces the mayor to read your name.
Yes.
And everybody's going to know today, if you're there, if you signed up but you're not there, it's because you're against that agenda item.
Mm-hmm.
So just sign up. You don't have to show up. There's many of us that are going to be there speaking. I'm not going to show up until right before to avoid any type of, arrest. No, I'm just kidding.
I did
Because
see
no,
where they
we're
removed. I saw some people where they were removed on that, and they made the
yeah.
news. And then one of the councilmen, well, I can understand why they're upset. Like I can understand why they're acting out of decorum. And okay, so if you can understand that, then why isn't it getting fixed?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Like
and the
why?
hard part of it is they do have their favorites that they like to pick on. Like, Mayor Guajardo with me. She has a major issue with me. Like why are you gonna cut me off with 12 seconds to spare, Mayor? Like what is the goal, the end goal there? 12 seconds.
It's a trump
Let
card.
me finish my comment and then maybe, but and then whenever she took me back, I lost two. So they gave me 10 seconds. I had 10 seconds left. And it breaks up like when you have 3 minutes, like this is I have to I write something up every meeting, right? And I
Mm.
already kind of know the length of the page and I kind of tweak it as I'm sitting there whenever they say stupid stuff. And then I document all of the public comments every meeting. That's all I stay there for, and then I go back to work and then I watch the rest of the meeting. And they're mean to just certain groups of people. And I'm gonna be honest, it's with the people that show up the most. But for her to not know our constitutional rights, for her not to know that she was out of order after holding public office since 2016 shows me that this is intentional and that they're just trying to shut us all up.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
It's a show of power.
mhm,
They are put in that position or voted in that position, and they are trying to just powerhouse. Like, hey, I'm here, and like you got to listen to me. No, we voted you in to do what we need you to do, and you're
mhm,
not listening to us. You basically got hired for a position that you're not even doing. So
mhm.
I did see that too. Full time mayor and not even
No.
listening. Yes, yeah. I was
Well, and
like,
then
yes. I was like,
yeah, so these 55 comments too, going to these meetings, there's 10, maybe 15. So for the most part of their terms, these meetings aren't that big. There
Mhm.
isn't this much public comment. The reason that there's this much public comment is because there's so much pushback in the decision making. So when they want to cut us off, it's whenever we need our voices heard the most.
Yes.
because we're
Yep.
not in agreement with them. And
Exactly.
so, and we've got, I think that we have 4 solid votes against this. I think there's always going to be that 5th toggle. You know, we have the Zanoni cronies, which is the 4 people that voted for, or the 2 people that voted for his raise, 3 people that voted for his raise, and a guy that's been a part of the broken system for 30 years, Mark.Scott. But you have I call them the Zanoni cronies, which is Mayor Guajardo, Roland.Barrera, Everett.Roy for District 1, and Mark.Scott. And we need to get a handle on these people. They barely got elected. Barely got elected.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, that just goes to prove that local elections matter no matter what. Local elections matter. And this is a consequence we're paying because we keep electing names that we know instead of doing our research and saying, okay, are there any newbies here that care about our community? Luckily we got one of those in District 3, in District 4. No, yeah, District 4. But other than that, we're flying solo right now. So if you guys could just please sign up for public comment and say we're against this agenda item. We want to be heard under all circumstances. We don't want any limitations. You represent us and you work for us. And this agenda item is tyrannical at best.
Yes. No, without a doubt, guys. And even if you don't live here, it's still important for you to go in there and show unity against this because it is, again, too, right now it's just this item. But
Mm-hmm.
when it comes down to future deals like all these desal plants that are going to kill the bay, we're
Mm-hmm.
not going to have a say so because then they have already limited us to this
Correct.
window and we are done. I
And
guarantee
that,
you
my
guys,
friend,
it's,
you nailed it. Because shit's about to get more serious.
yes.
And if they can limit us now on this dumb petty stuff, then we cannot, then we won't be heard later on down the road.
When it really, really like don't get me wrong. Everything they're talking about now is still important. Every agenda item is still important for the city. They're sitting here wasting money doing everything they want to do, and they're not fixing the city. They are finding
Yep.
the best way to what inflates their damn wallet more than everybody else's, while they're
Mm-hmm.
taking out of our wallet, guys. And I called them out on that too. I said, "Hey, all them fines that we incurred while y'all term was there, how many of y'all paid for them fines?" They didn't. We paid for their fines. We paid for their failure as
Yep.
management, as officials that are supposed to be leading the city down the right path, and they are getting us fined. I know one day we paid. There was 2 identical fines back to back on the same day, over $200,000, and that happened actually a couple of times. Like, what fine was this? Like, what was it for? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I would like the news to put it out there. Hey, we were fined on this day for this violation, and if they were fined twice, how do you get fined twice in the same day for the same
I
violation? Like,
know. I
what
know.
is going on there? Like, I feel that's some kind of like circumvented payout, like to keep them happy, keep them off our back kind of deal, rather than like there's their legal way of getting paid without getting paid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
And
don't know. It just
and it's, they trust me. I mean, and a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is behind the scenes, right? And I'm trying to figure out how these guys are getting their cutbacks, right? And I know for sure that it has to do with a lot of nonprofits here in town. So they're figuring out how to get theirs while screwing the community.
I just heard something on the news today that Texas is creating its own Doge program.
Oh, please come to
I was
Corpus
like,
Christi.
yes,
Yeah.
I was thinking that the day before, yesterday. I was like, how can we get to where they can confirm how they're making their money? Because
Mm-hmm.
obviously they're getting paid whatever they're getting paid for this position, but how are they really making their money in the back end?
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be a way that can be made public because again
Mm-hmm.
too, they're in a public position. They're supposed to well, up in the higher up, they're supposed to turn in all their tax information every year of
We
how
have to
they're
do a
making.
we have to do a financial report. Like I have to, which mine is like a page, but they have to turn in like all the stocks, all your assets. You have to tell them what your net worth is basically whenever you
Mm,
go sign up to run for office. Except those are public information, but you have to go to the county clerk's office to look at them
hard life.
because they don't give you
Yes, sir.
a hard copy because there's personal information on there.
I am
So I
here
had a
now, live on the
community
channel.
member
Yes, sir.
call and ask for that, and so they're going to go to the courthouse today to get a copy of that personal financial
But
statement.
I
But
also got something to show you as well. I ran into it at the Fishing Expo in Houston, and I think you will really love it.
we just have to keep trucking. We got to
Oh
stay
yeah,
on top of
yeah.
them.
I'll see you in a bit.
That's the gist, guys.
Bye bye. All right, sorry about that, guys.
That's
I'm the
okay.
only one here right now, so I gotta still answer the phone and stuff like that. But yeah, so what I missed there?
I'm just saying how, that you have to financially disclose that's how people know that these guys made a lot of money, because you have to turn in a personal financial statement to say, hey, this is where I'm at and
Mhm.
this is how much money I have, this is my assets. And a community member called me yesterday because they don't understand why there's so much tyranny on our city council. And I said, well, it's money. I mean, the long and short of it, it's money. So they're going to yes, actually, Albert, can you put the link or the agenda item picture that you have in the
Yep,
comments?
got it. It's
Somebody's
right
asking
there.
for that. And so that's how we're able to tell how these people, their net worth goes from like 500,000 to $8 million because of those personal finance. So a
In
community
like two
member,
years. In like
yeah,
2 years, like how do you do that?
I know,
I mean,
it's
granted,
insane.
I've seen where my business grew up over 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
But again, too, it had to do with the presidency. Like
Yep.
who was in president, who was allowing the oil field to work, and who wasn't. Like
Yeah.
that was simple. You know what I mean? I'm not connected in any way to the presidential races or anything. I know who
Mm-hmm.
I voted for, and I voted off for the ones that again help me fill my wallet, protect my country, and allow me to
Mm-hmm.
protect my family.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not indirectly filling my wallet. They are opening the
Taking.
businesses for everybody across the
Yeah.
board to make money, not just me.
Right.
And like you said, I'm willing to bet if they actually followed the money with these city officials, they will find out who is corrupt and how they got there.
Mm-hmm.
And when they said they're going to make a Doge here for Texas, I'm like,
I
bring them to
know.
Corpus, bring them to
I know.
Corpus.
And you'd be surprised. Corpus isn't the worst, but we're definitely in the top 10. We're definitely in
Without
the
a doubt.
top 10.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But, thanks for you guys just sign in. Just sign. That way we can prove a point to the mayor too and be like, one, this could be worse. You know, it could be worse because we could all be here, but we're not because we have jobs.
Yep.
And so if you can just sign up and say we're against this agenda item, or have you guys lost your ever living mind? You can pretty much put anything you want in the description. So thank you. And then, maybe you can are you going to try to like go to the public or put that
I
on?
won't. I won't be able to go to the public meetings because
Okay,
I signed Fishing Tackle Unlimited out of Houston to start
perfect.
supplying them with tackles. So I am going to sign up as soon as I get off here. I was kind of waiting
Perfect.
towards the back end
Yeah.
just because I've shared with the channel. If y'all sign up, send the email confirmation to our email, which is teamhardlife1@gmail.com. So that way we can get an idea
Count.
of how many people signed up for this. And I can go in there and say, hey, all those 50 people that weren't able to speak is because they're at work, but they are paying attention to what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to continue sharing this about our YouTube channel. And you can even
Mm-hmm.
put that in the little description. Hey, thanks to Team Hard Life YouTube. Let them know that we are standing united. We
Mm-hmm.
are
Mm-hmm.
listening in because obviously I've got to thank you from all of us here, Rachel, and everybody in the city. And I don't know if you hear this enough or you don't, but we
Don't make me
got to
cry.
thank you because you sit there for the fine print. You sit there for it, and that's what's saving us from getting bulldogged by these crooks in the city. So I know it's hard, but we got your back, Rachel. We got your back.
Awesome, awesome. I've got
And
our backs, and I've got our backs, because at the end of the day, we can replace these guys, and we should, and we will. And so we just got to keep on. We keep steadfast. We stay on their asses, and we can do it. We can do it. I know we
Roger
can.
that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
You
We'll
have a
see you
blessed day,
later.
Rachel.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right. All right, guys. So again, please go on there and put it in there and stuff like that. Before you log out, put the description in there because all the links will disappear. I'm actually it's in the description of my last live video. I went in there and did that, but I will put it in this description here as soon as I am done here. Yes. Lake Ratatouille, thank you very much for reminding me of that. I started doing that too, but I will keep sharing it through this. This is what we need, guys. We need unity. We need to show a force. These guys cannot bulldog us. Don't let them do this to us, because again, guys, if it does, it's going to make it that much harder of a battle to get it back. Like, we're going to have to do all of this backtracking when we can stop it right now. So, and I had to, like I said too, Rachel is one of multiple people, and I'm trying to get all those people to be able to do lives with us, because sometimes Rachel can't do it, but the other ones can. So I'm trying to get more of these people that are involved in our city council meetings, and also too with the deal with the Bob Hall Pier thing and Padre Island National Seashore, because they're attacking us on all angles, guys. They are. And it's crazy for those to sit there and think that, no, that's not going to. Yes, it is happening. It's happening right before your eyes, and you're not seeing it. That is what's crazy. They're only seeing what they want to see. They're not listening to what needs to be heard, and they're not acting. And because they choose to not act, when it comes to fruition, or it gets done, oh, well, why didn't nobody sit? We were telling you, you weren't listening. I'm sorry, I'm a little on a little rant here, guys, but again, too, it is extremely important. We're about to lose our butts here if we don't all speak up. And again, you don't have to be from the city. You don't even have to be from the state. You don't even have to be from the country. You just got to speak up and let them know what they are doing is wrong. It is against our amendment rights to speak at these deals. And again, Rachel nailed on it. The reason why it's going so crazy is because they're doing everything they're not supposed to be doing. Yes, you got to have that in the description. I will have that. I want to make sure. Yeah, it's in my post there. And again, too, like I said, I will keep sharing it. I will go back into the description and put it in there. You have to be signed up by 11:30, guys. Don't wait till the last minute, because sometimes that deal doesn't work correctly. So try to get it done by 11. And again, if you can speak, awesome. If you can't, just putting that in there. And then again, too, like, hold on, it's going to that would be awesome, Whiskey, for sure. And actually, if you could text me that deal of what's going on, I will definitely do the same as well. Like, and we can share that too. Like, let's start raising the flag. The BS flag needs to fly high, guys, because we're not going to stand there for this. But if we don't act, then we cannot blame other people for not acting. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, again, too, guys, they value those tourist dollars. They value the tourist dollars big time, because every time I went to the meetings for Bob Hall Pier was a tourist and the tourist and the tourist. And I was like, what about the locals? There was nothing but locals in there. I said, they were all locals. And we're here at this meeting. That little room was completely filled up, and it was down the hall with the amount of locals that were there to speak against their agenda. And they're like, well, if y'all didn't sign up, we didn't. No, we're all signed up. Like, then they backtracked. But again, too, they held the meetings at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday when everybody has to work. Or it was either on a Tuesday. I think it was on a Tuesday, and it's like every third Tuesday of the month or something like that. And they hold these meetings, but they hold it during the day when all of us have to work. I understand it's their job or whatever, but again, too, how can we do that if all of us have to work? We can't take time off of our day, 2 to 3 hours, to go over there and wait in line to speak. This is crazy, guys. Um, Rachel is the Texas version of Major Taylor Green. Nice. Okay. Yeah, no, like I said, I had to just, these people that are in the fight and they feel they're alone sometimes, got to be reminded that they're not. And you saw the effect it had on her. She goes to these meetings to take care of our city. That's how much she loves our city. And those are the type of people we need in the city council that love our city. And it is important, guys. I cannot stress it enough. We need y'all support. Like I said earlier, there was 24 of y'all that were live on the channel. There's 13 of y'all. If everybody did it, all 24 of y'all, plus everybody that did it last night, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everybody, hey, we need your help today. Even if you can't speak, just go in, clock in, and at least put that there and have them send us an email, please. The reason for that is so when I sign up, I'll be like, hey, you seen all these people that are signing in? They are voicing their concern about what you're doing, and it is wrong. They have jobs, they have deals, and they can only watch this after they get out of work, to actually get home and actually figure out what the hell y'all are doing in the hot seat. Like, this is our chance, guys. This is y'all's opportunity to be heard. And I'm going to make sure y'all are heard, because I'm going to post it on there. Be like, hey, a lot of these people that were here that were supposed to speak are at work, but they are not being silent. This is going to be a huge, huge way to say this ain't going to happen. And we need y'all, guys. And yes, that is something else we can also do, Corey. I know Rachel Caballero's got a lot of them emails, and she posted that earlier, and I'm going to ask her to send me that information real quick, so that way we can also do it there too. Let's see. I'm going to have her send me all those emails, because there's a lot of higher ups that need to be heard about this. Also, too, with the deal with Padre Island National Seashore, again, this is the way they did it in Galveston. They took those areas away, and then they sold them to private investors. That's the way it turns over, guys. They don't take an area away from the public and just leave it there unattended. No, they take it away and then they sell it. It happens all over the U.S., and we are going to lose Padre Island National Seashore again, because people are failing to act. We need y'all to act on this. We need y'all. When we're telling y'all, hey, we need y'all, it's not us just blowing hot air. Like, we need y'all's input. We need to show how many people are against this, guys. So it is crazy. It is crazy. So, I see some of the comments here. Whiskey Warrior's talking about he's putting on Trump's website and leave him a comment on what's going on here in Texas. Definitely. Hey, we need Doja here as well. Only Fish Coast, Rachel, okay, said happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to who, boss? I saw that comment, Whiskey. Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely a setup. It is definitely a setup, guys. They are doing this now because they know the bigger votes are going to be coming down the pipeline. Me and Rachel hit on it earlier. Like I said, when it comes to the desal plants, this, that, like, there's so many big things that are coming, and this is how they do it. They take a little bit at a time. So at the end of the day, you don't see that they have taken everything away from you. So it is very important. So Ray's going fishing today. Good deal. Yes, we have blue crab here. I'm actually supposed to get more live blue crab later on today. I have to run to the bank because for some reason my app wouldn't let me clock in. Well, yesterday was President's Day, so all the banks were closed. I couldn't deal with it yesterday, so now I got to deal with it today. Yeah, no, definitely, Corey. We definitely appreciate that. And again, too, guys, sign up for it and put it in there because it is really important for everybody to act. Because if you don't, you can't cry about it later. You really cannot. And this is something that really has to happen and show a solidarity with everybody in the city. And even if you're not in the city, your tourist dollars are important to the city to survive. So yes, that too. I need wing nuts for my spooling machine there too. But also, I was noticing that those spots where um, it actually tightens in, those are actually the threads are actually getting worn on the main deal too. So okay, I did sign in, Skipper. Now heading off to leave a comment for the president. Nice. The desal plant location, the first one they're trying to put in is over here. Actually, I will have to do some work on this to give you the exact location, but it's in the inner harbor, which means it's in behind the. We got the harbor bridge, and that's where the harbor narrows. We got the Bay of Corpus Christi, and then they got the ship channel that goes into an area here, and they're talking about that inner harbor area where it's going to be put up at. And I'm telling you, there is not enough water inflow from way over there in Port Aransas. I don't even know how it's 18 miles away, 30 miles away from that junction point for it to actually cause any kind of effect to offset it. It is a total lie that they're doing that, because if there was enough cold water inflow from there, we would not be dealing with brown tide. That way, we're in the Bay of Corpus Christi, there's a dead zone, and that is when during the summer the water heats up so much, but there's no water circulating in that area, so it loses all its oxygen and it creates a brown tide, which is called the dead zone, and that we actually have in the Bay of Corpus Christi. So yeah, now it's here in Corpus Christi, and it's in our bay, which is a small area. I've got videos in the past showing all of that information. Right now, I don't have it readily available, but it's in prior videos we show, and they want 5 of them. 5 desal plants in our area, and the first one they're talking about, it's not even going to help our uh, drought conditions. It's going to be pre-sold. It's in the paperwork. That fine print, I've actually zoomed in on it, and I've put it on here on the channel in video shorts and the long videos. It's for new businesses to come in and post it up there. So again, guys, Rachel has just sent me all the emails. I will be posting all those emails in the comment section once this video is over, guys. So yeah. One mile. See, and slime time, once you get that spooling machine there, spooling everything up correctly, with the proper knot to the spool and all of that, and learning how to properly get better line capacity on the reels, that's what helped me grow big time. Because once I started telling them, hey, man, I got 1,000 yards of 100-pound test line on a 30, everybody looked at me like I was crazy until I showed them. And even then, after I showed them in videos, one company, little trickster, they sent me a reel and they said, hey, I want 1,000 yards of 100-pound braid on there. I got it all on there, still had a little gap, sent it back to them. About 3 months later, they called me and said, hey, man, we took that reel to a local shop here to have them re-spool the reel because we did something or whatever, and they couldn't get all the line back on there. I said, how many times they tried? He goes, they've tried about 30 times and they can't get all the line back on there. They don't understand how you did it. And so they said that they showed them the video of me spooling the reel. I said, well, let them know that when I go live again, you'll let them know that you're live again. And that way they can see how it's done properly. And sure enough, I did it again and got it all the line back on there. I said, see, there you go. There's 1,000 yards. If you do it properly, it will help. It will really help you, and it'll get you a lot of attention, and that will help you also pay for it, because that's why we charge. 2,000. I think we paid 20. I want to say it was like 2,200, 2,300 for our system. Now it's almost $3,000 for all the upgrades they have on the system, and also inflation and everything else. So yeah, definitely use that. But yeah, no. Again, guys, the whiskey, when you can get those emails, send it to us so that way I can share it to the channel so everybody else can also do it as well. Because again, getting one email is a start, but if we can get 100 or 200 or 300 emails, they need to come down here. Let's raise this up, and that might be part of my comments. Hey, I'm glad that Texas is getting a Doge set up so that way we can find out where all the crooked people are here within the city council. I said, because if they're fixing it up there, it ought to trickle all the way down here to our level where y'all are sitting. And I want them to hear that, because I know we all are in the same boat. I can't afford another 25% raise after they just did this one of how much I'm going to have to pay for our water. Like, we're sitting there like making sure our kids, hey, wash up quick. Like, we are in kind of a panic mode because we can't afford to get a $500 fine or $1,000 fine on top of the bill. Like, soon, if that keeps going, it's going to be crazy. It is going to be crazy. Thor, what's up, boss? How you doing? We are talking about how the city of Corpus Christi crooks are trying to make it impossible for us to go over there and speak during the public agenda time or the sign-in. Yeah, you're definitely right there, Lake. They are definitely not making it easy. So it is imperative that everybody, whether you live here in the city or you don't, go in and sign into this public comment. And even if you can't speak, by just putting that in the agenda, and I'm going to put on there what we need y'all to do, let them know that you saw it here on the Team Hard Life. You can even put that in there. Actually, that's what I was going to do. Or just put Team Hard Life on there, at the very end, the violation, Team Hard Life. That way, when it comes down to it, they will know how serious I was about sharing it with my channel and how many of y'all are about saving our environment and keeping our city safe as well. So, let's see. I'm going to copy and paste it all on there. And I'm going to share it to the channel. And this should help y'all. Again, if y'all can speak or, at that time when they call your name, please do. Please let them know. You got 2 minutes or 3 minutes. 3 minutes if you live here in Corpus, 2 minutes if you don't. But again, too, like, put it in there that you are not happy with that. If you can't speak, but even then, by then you putting it in there, Team Hard Life in there, it will tell them that you're a part of the channel and you are also watching what they are doing and how they're doing it. And this will speak volumes to let them know that, hey, just because we can't always be at the morning meetings doesn't mean that we are not involved. That is the biggest thing we can say. Even though we're not there, we are still involved. So again, guys, I've got a ton of work to do. I was able to create my first barcode yesterday, but I've got to figure a way how to do it faster. I mean, I did the first one, but again, I've got to go through and I've got to create. And actually, the first one was for the 1 ounce surf weight. I'm going to do several sizes there and several more sizes here. But what I'm going to jump back to is actually filling this deal out first for my barcodes, because once I do that, then I'll know what other leaders I want to take over there for them to buy into and stuff like that. But again, too, a lot of what we sell here, we sell to other tackle shops. So if I can already cross that bridge now, then I will take care of them. But 100 barcodes is not going to go very far. I might have to do a fundraiser myself to be able to get to the 1,000 barcodes, because, like I said, the way, and I knew that was going to happen, because it was the way when I first opened up my shop. For each leader, if I sell a different color, it's a different item number. And it is important for that because they want to see if the different colors sell more than others. Say the blue or the clear or the red sell more than the pink, the black, and the green. The only way to track that is to have different item numbers for it all. But again, too, when they see that all of them sell, they'll keep ordering all of them. So that increases our sales, which increases our demand, which again, too, if y'all saw on the list yesterday, if there's something on there that you know you buy from us and want them to carry, you got to speak up. You got to let them know. Otherwise, they're just going to keep buying what they think you want in the area. Instead of y'all telling them, hey, this is what we want to fish in our area. So it is coming, guys. It is coming. Corey, I do also have a pin credential reel 113. I have 475 yards of 150-pound test braid, diameter of 40-pound. Yeah, that sounds about right. Because if you did 40-pound mono, it'd be right in the 450, 475 yards. Yep. I need to order some lead the way I keep losing them on the cast. Yeah. Yeah. That's part of the casting when you're breaking off and stuff like that. But you got to remember, Slime Time, on that braid, if you break off and you have a burn off, you got to check the rest of the spool to see if you have any burn line there too. That's why I was saying the other day, when I start going to these constant competitions, I'm no longer going to do the braid deal, only because it's so hard, especially because it's so hot out there, to keep that line wet. And since it's fresh water, it dries off pretty much on the cast. It's dry before it even hits the ground. But trying to keep my spool wet to be able to do this is super, super hard. And it takes a lot out of me just to do that. And I know that's hurting my ability to get further on cast because of what I'm doing. So these next time that I go over there for the casting event, I am going to truly work on getting my distance. If I could start hitting the 700 and 800 foot, then maybe I got a chance of joining the distance casting team that they have going on. That would be really cool, man. That would be really cool. So I'm looking forward to it, but we will have to see what's going on. And he says he's busting mono. Yeah. Yep. And I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, like later on toward the afternoon, if you wait to the afternoon, like right when the sun's going down, you can actually look across the ground and you'll see the mono where it is. Normally at the end of the day at the casting events, toward the end of the day, I'll drive by the field and you can actually see all the broken mono that was left out there. Normally it's in the outer ends of the field, the out of bounds marks and stuff like that, where you'll find those break off and crack off. So your shot connection is what's breaking. Well, then we would have to see what you are doing in order to help. But I know you're in contact with Tommy and some of the other casting guys, so they can also too help you with that. But all right, guys, it's 9:40 here. I'm going to go and end the video because, like I said, I want to make sure that I have my entry into the public comment today because we are going to speak up. We need to be heard. And again, guys, if y'all sign up for it, make sure to include that information. Send us an email. Let us know that you have signed up for it on the email. I'm going to post our team email here. So that way I kind of can get a count of how many people have signed up for this to let them know that, no, this is not going to happen. And then as soon as I get more information from Whiskey about, submitting up to higher ups and stuff like that, hey, we need to follow through, guys. We've got to follow through or else it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt us in the long run. So y'all have a blessed day. I will talk to y'all later. And, it depends on your guides on the rod. If you're casting the breakaway, you should not be having that problem. But we would also have to see what kind of knot you're tying on there. One of the best ones is the blob knot, and it's basically you burn the mono end on your shock leader, and then you tie a uni around it and cinch it down. So basically, it's a super fine knot, and doing it that way, so you shouldn't have any break-offs. But again, too, if you keep breaking off there, then something is not being cinched down correctly. So, all right, guys, I gotta run over here. Not Albright. Don't do an Albright. Albright's too big for that type of deal. I'll do a blob knot. Let's see. Well, I'll go live later on because today is Tuesday, so we'll have our fire drawn. I'll be more prepared for that. But right now, I've got to get all of this off my counter because I got to start creating the barcodes because this is stuff I might have to hit the road tomorrow. I got another meeting that I'm being invited to, so we'll see what's up. You all have a blessed one, and we will talk to you later.